feel about my 1980s hairband hair right now?
It's actually one of the reasons I married you.
Was for my hairband hair?
Well, that and a good pair of mom jeans. Yeah. And those are making a comeback, right?
Right.
I see them all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, the one day a month that I get out.
You didn't even see my curly hair for
She hid it for a while.
Yes, I did hide it. Flight attendant tag.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yeah. Spirit fingers. Woo! First location, Chicago hotel room. First question, where am I based? I am based at LaGuardia in New York City, but we have a co-terminal thing there where I can actually be flown out of LaGuardia, JFK, or Newark, which is my nightmare. Newark, the nightmare. You shouldn't have to go to a completely different state to go to work. That's ridiculous. Currently in Dallas, and here's the next question. What is your biggest pet peeve as a flight attendant? I have a lot of those, but I will tell you one. I try not to sweat the small stuff for the most part, but this thing kind of drives me crazy sometimes. It is when we are doing our beverage service and we've been in the aisle for a while and we're giving everyone their beverages, and then we get to a new person and that new person is not paying any attention. They have their headphones in, they're looking around, whatever. And I say, excuse me, would you like a drink? And they go, and then they take their earbuds out and they go, what? Like, number one, you know what I'm doing here. I'm not coming to ask you know, if you need your taxes done. I'm not coming to ask you if you'd like a foot rub. You know what I'm doing there. Like, I have a beverage cart. I've been handing out drinks for 15 minutes. I'm asking you if you would like a drink. And it hurts me when people are like so rude about it. It's just like, I'm asking you if you'd like something and you act like I'm ruining your entire day. So that's definitely one of my pet peeves. Also, when they ask me what I have, when guys, I guarantee in about 2 seconds I can find a menu, not even knowing it was there, and it has every single thing we can give you right here, and you have how much time before we get to you. But I mean, we have the same stuff that everybody has. If you've ever been on a plane before, you know what we have. We have juice, we have water, we have tea, we have coffee, we have soda. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna change. We're not gonna have like strawberry smoothies. We're not gonna have like, I don't know, soy milk. Like, it's not. Anyway, those are some of my pet peeves. But for the most part, people are amazing. Okay, so I'm currently in mini ops at Chicago, and we got in about 11 o'clock, and it is now 4, and our flight back to New York got canceled. This was just supposed to be a turn. I come here and then leave and go back. But our flight back got canceled, and then we were supposed to head back on a different flight, and that got canceled, and now there's nothing on our schedule. And I have been on hold with crew scheduling for 33 minutes. So, thought I'd answer another question. Question number 3 is, how long have I been a flight attendant? I graduated February 28th of 2017. So March, April, May, June, almost 4 months. Still brand new baby flight attendant. Maybe I'll get to leave Chicago one day. Maybe not. We'll see. They have terrible hold music too. I'm in Philadelphia, Philadelphia. It's the 4th of July. It's the 4th of July. And I thought I'd answer another question. So, the next question is, what is my favorite part about being a flight attendant? This may surprise you. It's the passengers. I know that a lot of people think that's the worst part about the job, but for me, it's my favorite part. I love the passengers. I have been super lucky so far and just run into awesome people, and no matter why someone's traveling, I don't know, I just get a kick out of talking to them and chatting with them and trying to make their day better. And you know, there's lots of businessmen or businesswomen who are you know, it's very routine for them to fly. I try to make their flight a little special. There's people I run into a lot who are really scared to fly, and I try to make them laugh and try to make them comfortable. And yesterday I had the cutest little girl on my flight. Her name was Julia. She was so adorable, and it was her first flight ever. And so we have these little like flight log books. And so I gave her one of those, and the captain signed it and said, you know, this is your first flight, you're going here, there was this many miles, and congratulations on your first flight. And we give those to them so they can keep track of their flights when they're younger. And also a little set of wings. So she had wings just like mine, and she was the sweetest, cutest thing probably I've ever seen in my entire life. But yeah, I mean, I don't know whether it's like grandparents going to see their grandkids or it's like people going on vacation. I love to find out why people are flying, and you know, if they're not flying for good reasons, you know, a death in the family or going home because someone's sick or something like that. I like to try to comfort them and brighten their day any way I can. And they're my favorite part, honestly. You know, I was thinking the other day, I said, would I still do this job if my job was the exact same for the most part, but there were no people? Like because occasionally you end up in a situation where you have to take a ferry flight, which is get a plane somewhere, but there are no passengers. I've never had to do it, but other people have had to do it. And it sounds like a lot of fun, but I'm kind of like, man, that would be a bummer. Like, no, like if it was just me and there wasn't anyone to talk to and there wasn't anyone to, I don't know. Anyway, my favorite part is the passengers. If you're a people person, then you will probably love this job. Here I am in Miami on my layover. Look at the beautiful ocean. And the next question on the flight attendant tag is, what did I do before becoming a flight attendant? Most recently, before I became a flight attendant, I was a nanny. When I moved to Oklahoma City, I decided to go back into that. It's something I've done on and off since I was like 18 years old. And I started working for a couple of scientists in Oklahoma, and they had twin daughters. And they are the sweetest, cutest girls in the entire world. I love them to pieces. They were 10 when I started and 13 when I quit. Honestly, I think I would have been with them forever. It's just that their school schedule changed and they didn't need me as much. You know, as they're getting older, they started walking home from school, whereas I used to pick them up. And they are just the cutest, sweetest girls in the world, and I love them to pieces, and I miss them. So I haven't seen them for a while now, but occasionally when I go home, I try to see them. But almost always my entire life since high school, I've done some sort of childcare, some sort of, you know, we're either working in a daycare, being a nanny. I've been a live-in nanny, I've been a live-out nanny, I've worked at private schools, I've worked at public schools, so anything around kids. I love kids, so that's what I did before. Oh, hello. Welcome to story time with Beth in this ridiculously tacky hotel room with an emerald green chair and ottoman. Today I thought I would answer another question for you, and I am using my best story time voice. Where am I? It doesn't even matter. I'm just in a random hotel. Today is day 5 of 6 that I'm working in a row, and I'm pretty tired and I'm pretty exhausted and I don't really know my own name, so it doesn't even matter where we are. Today I'm going to answer the question, what is the most challenging thing about being a flight attendant? There's a lot of challenging things. The pay is challenging. It is not great to start with, and you spend a lot of money eating food you shouldn't, and getting Ubers to your airport and things like that. It's obviously probably one of the biggest challenges I have personally is being exhausted all the time and not being on a normal sleep schedule and just being worn out. You guys know I'm always complaining about being tired. I'm gonna try not to complain about it as much, but that's very challenging. The most challenging thing for me is easy. It's being away from my husband. I don't know, I kind of like him. I kind of like being around him. You know, we've been married just a year, so kind of sweet on him still. He doesn't get on my nerves too much, and so I miss him, and that's the most challenging thing. I love my job, and I've said this before, if I actually lived in the same place as the airport that I worked out of, I would never ever ever leave this job. Not that I plan on leaving it now, it's just that I can see me one day eventually getting tired of whatever commute I'm gonna have, because I'm always gonna have a commute, even if it's a much shorter commute because I transferred to Dallas or something. But if I could come home to my husband every night or even every 3 nights, like, I would never ever ever leave this job. But it's super challenging being away from him. It's super challenging being away from Yumi and Peter, my cats. And so that's definitely something that I struggle with. But he's so super duper supportive of me, and I love him to bits and pieces, and so he makes it as easy as it possibly can be, even though it's still not easy. But yeah, he's the best. Let me tell you about the tacos. I'm in Austin, and my friend who lives in Dallas said that she's been craving some Torchys Tacos, so we decided to go to Torchys Tacos here in Austin, where the original Torchys taco truck started. And woo-wee, it was some good tacos, gotta say, pretty good. Anyway, thought I would answer another question. The question I'm going to answer is, what made me decide to become a flight attendant? So basically, when I was living in, before I met my husband, I was living in the Virgin Islands, and I met him, and then I moved to Oklahoma. Oklahoma is not necessarily a place that I would choose to live if I had my choice of anywhere in the world. Just because I'm a water baby. I love the ocean. I love being in the water. I love floating in the water. I love anything having to do with the water. And that's not really a huge option in Oklahoma City. So I don't know that I would choose it, except for the fact that he's there. And so I want to be wherever he is. It doesn't matter if it's like Timbuktu or, you know, the devil's butthole. I just want to be wherever he is. So I'm going to live in Oklahoma. But that leaves me with the conundrum of wanting to also travel. I've kind of always had a gypsy soul, kind of always had a wandering spirit. And so I thought that becoming a flight attendant would be a good way for me to get rid of my traveling bug and to see new places and to see the beach and to do all that while still being living at home in Oklahoma. So that was kind of the catalyst for deciding to become a flight attendant. I was also considering nursing school at the time, actually, and it's not that one won out over the other. Like, I applied to both nursing school and flight attendant jobs, and the flight attendant job thing just kind of fell in my lap first. So that's why I decided to become a flight attendant. Did I really say devil's butthole? Currently at JFK, in between flights. We have the cleaners on right now, and we're headed to Florida, I think? I don't know. Anyway, I thought I'd answer another question, and that question is, what is one product or thing you have to have on your layovers? So this is the easy one for me. It's a little jar of coconut oil. I use it to take my makeup off every night. I use it to moisturize my cuticles. I sometimes use it in my hair to keep the flyaways away. I use it constantly. And if you're gonna get it, don't get the cheap stuff. because it lasts forever. So you might as well spring for the good stuff that just has a better texture. So coconut oil, lips, makeup, hair, fingers, lotion. You can use it for everything. It's the best. Coconut oil is life. I mean, it's stunning. Look at how beautiful this sunset is. A fountain. How gorgeous is Orlando right now? The next question is, what is a piece of advice that I would give to a new hire or aspiring flight attendant? I am a new hire, so I don't know that I can give advice really yet. Maybe except for be careful around the ovens. Check this out. That right there is from my very first international trip, I think to Rio. I still have that. Today, I got this one right there on my wrist and that one on my arm. Now, granted, I'm a clumsy person in general, so I may have more trouble than others, but be careful around the ovens. But I'm gonna give a piece of advice to aspiring flight attendants, and that is know your stuff. Do your research. If you want to apply to a specific airline, if you know you have an interview coming up or a video interview or a phone interview or anything like that, know the company's core values. They'll say them somewhere on the website. Go to glassdoor.com and read about the interviews, what other people have experienced. Go on the Indeed forums, Indeed forums, and see where other people are at in the process. Join Facebook groups. There's generally, like, every airline has a prospective candidates Facebook group, and there's general ones too. Just do your research, know your company. Go in there, like, you know, knowing your stuff. Don't try to wing it, because that's not gonna go over too well. But that would be my advice to, you know, there's tons of YouTube. I mean, there's so many resources out there that you should know that company frontwards and backwards. You should be able to name drop the CEO or the president of the company when you go in for an interview. You know, just saying. But that would be my advice. And I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this Orlando sunset back there. Hi guys, currently in my apartment in New York City, and I'm gonna try to finish this flight attendant tag video soon. I've been working on it for over a month. You hear how loud it is? Super loud here. Anyway, the next question that I skipped earlier is, what's your favorite layover city and why? This is hard for me because I feel like I still haven't been a lot of places, but internationally I'm going to say Manchester, because I just really love the people there. I love where the hotel is, how accessible it is to everything, and I just felt very at home there. Rio was beautiful, but I didn't feel like I could explore it by myself as easily as I could in Manchester. So I'm gonna go with Manchester. And domestically, I'm going to say San Antonio. I just really loved my time there. I thought it was a beautiful city. I can't wait to go back. So that is my favorite layover cities domestically and internationally. And yeah, I'm gonna go get ready for my trip tomorrow. I'll see you guys then.
Okay.
And that's it. That's all the answers to the flight attendant tag, which he has been bugging me to complete for a month and a half.
A while.
A very long time.
Yeah.
So I did it. High five.
Good job.
Thanks.
I'm not very good at nagging, obviously.
No.
Or she just doesn't pay attention to me.
Give me a kiss.
Probably a little bit of both.